I get a call from Owen's phone, and I thought, maybe Isaac's phone went dead or he lost it or something, and so he was calling me from Owen's phone. But Owen called screaming that Isaac had been stabbed. And he gave me the pin drop of where to get to, and my husband was just pulling up, and I ran out of the restaurant and hopped in his car, and we got there in, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes.
What happened when you got there?
Well, we followed the ambulances, and I just went running, and I ran up into one of the ambulances thinking that it was Isaac sitting up in there, and I started crawling into the ambulance, and I realized it wasn't Isaac, it was one of the other kids. And so then I climbed out, and then I looked, and I saw Isaac's hair laying on the riverbank. I knew it was him. And they were trying to perform CPR on him.
Did you go to Isaac?
Yeah, I ran to Isaac.
And when you got to Isaac, was it clear he was already deceased?
Yes.
Oh my God! This isn't real! This isn't real!
John, is that the final part of your video that you took that day?
Yes.
At the end, when you were saying that's not Mike, who were you referring to?
Isaac Schumann.
Is that a nickname?
Yeah.
Were you able to see where Mr. Miu went after he stabbed these folks?
No.
Were you concerned about where he went, or were you have other things on your mind?
No.
Did you make your way up to Isaac?
Yeah.
Were you able to see that he had been wounded? Did you try to get some folks to help?
Yeah.
Eventually, did some people stop to help?
Yeah.
Was a nurse one of the people that stopped to help?
Yeah.
Sustained.
Did you know the folks who stopped to help you?
No, I did not.
Eventually, did police and medical personnel show up?
I noticed he got stabbed when he fell into the water.
Were you near him when that happened?
I was close. I was a couple feet away from him.
What did you see on Isaac as he fell into the water? And I know this is hard.
Yeah. So when he fell into the water, I knew he was holding the left side of his chest, and so when I picked him up, I noticed he had a huge gash in his chest that was bleeding out.
We're going to play a portion of the video starting at the 2:15 mark. While that's getting set up, did you, once you realized that Isaac was injured, did you go to him?
Yeah, I immediately grabbed him, saw that he was injured and wasn't able to completely move, and that's when I decided I needed to hold pressure onto the wound and drag him to the shore.
Did you do that?
I did. I apologize.
some point, did some folks stop to help you care for Isaac?
Yeah, some adults came by and helped us out.
He was stopping the tubes from going down the river. And I thought at some point, you know, the boys at that point were still calling out for us to come help them, but I thought if those boys get off their tubes, they're going to beat the brakes off of this guy. And he's drunk and, you know, obviously wasn't making good decisions. So we own a bar, and my boys are good at de-escalating fights and calming people down. And so I told Tony to go over there, and I told Dante to follow him. The girls were the first off their tubes and had run over there ahead of it. But it was Tony and Dante that I had asked to go over there.
And did you, at some point, did the incident turn physical?
It did. And to be honest with you, I was still across the river. The river was very rocky at that point, and I don't walk so well. But Matty had come running to me. He punched me, and the next thing I knew, I had a string of boys running at me. You know, first my son Tony, and then Dante yelling, "Daddy, stab me." And I just remember thinking, stab you with what? You know, I mean, I was bewildered, and I just didn't realize what was going on until I saw AJ literally disemboweled. And at that point, it just erupted into chaos, and we tried to get the kids to the riverbank. And Dante went running upriver for help. I mean, it really just, it was a matter of seconds, and the whole thing had changed.
Were you in the hospital when you were interviewed?
Yeah.
It was the same day of the stabbings?
I think I was at the hospital for maybe 2 minutes before I was interviewed.
So after the scene, how'd you get to the hospital? Were you rushed away in an ambulance?
I remember leaning up against the cop car, and then coming to, I was in an ambulance. And then the next thing I know, I was on the highway being put into, I think, a helicopter.
And sometime shortly after you got to the hospital is when you were interviewed?
Yeah.
And did you tell law enforcement that you saw that it was Riley who got hit by Nicolae?
I could have.
You don't remember what you said in your interview?
Not by heart.
Where were you stabbed?
In my lower abdomen, I guess, my lower chest area.
Can you stand up and just point?
Right here. I mean, I can show you if you want.
Are you comfortable showing you do have a scar?
Yeah.
It shows the exact spot?
Yeah.
Looks like a little bit off to the center, to the left, right below your rib cage?
Right below my ribcage, yeah.
The Jersey? Permission to approach?